After rallying for 3 straight sessions to fall back down Wednesday morning, gold is now looking to reverse its fate here after the release of the Fed minutes. Frank Holmes, Chief Executive Officer for U.S. Global Investors, joins us now. Frank, good to see you again.
Good to be with you.
Yeah, gold off its lows, but still down on the day, trading around $12.90 here an ounce, still below the key 1300 level. Frank, what's it going to take for gold to not lose momentum here?
It's all it has to do with these 2-year, 5-year interest rates and real interest rates. And the big action this week is going to be CPI numbers. Last was 1.9. And if the 5-year government bond is trading a yield, offering a yield above or below that, it will move gold around. Now, the FOMC meetings, like there's these quant funds that read sentiment and words, and they do word counting, etc. But they can change in a dime comparing it to other meetings. So this initial flurry is just difficult to digest and not confuse you.
But you know, it's like gold can't keep the rally going.
Yeah, it's amazing that it's what it is. I think that the governments around the central banks, the G20 bankers, are manipulating interest rates. It's very evident. They can play games from 30-year mortgages or 2-year, 5-year, whatever they're doing. And what's really shocking is just the percentage that sort of South Korea and Japan are buying stocks in their own market. They create paper of nowhere, and to make it look all good, they can suppress the price of gold. But they can only do it so long. But there is something going on this massive amount of printing of money, buying stocks, and gold being where it is. It just doesn't make sense.
So, Frank, are you saying the gold market is manipulated?
I would say that it's smoothed out. There's no doubt. Well, there is a mechanism of playing with bond market. There is a mechanism of moving. Is that it's more balanced in disclosure. They say that now we're going to be focused on 30-year or 20-year or 10-year, and bonds all adapt and adjust, and then the government comes in and buys those bonds, and they move interest rates around. So there's no doubt that they could do this with gold, and there's been just too much litigation on the manipulation that takes place by traders. So there's something that's just not there that can intuitively make sense to the gold market this short period.
Okay, well, another part of that equation that you brought up in a recent article of yours, Frank, is you say could be the whole Bitcoin debate, Bitcoin versus gold debate. But you note that you don't feel the cryptocurrencies are necessarily the reason that gold can't hold a rally here.
No. Listen, you need electricity for a coin, and B, you can't wear it. And more than 60% of gold consumption is jewelry. It's that love trade, and that can't be forgotten. So I don't think so. And I think that the other part is what's really important, Daniela, is crowdfunding. That is so much easier to open up an account and trade these coins 24/7 than it is to open up an account at Schwab or TD Waterhouse and trade stocks. And there's all these limitations, and I think that that's why the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ are piling tons of money into blockchain technology. They made, especially New York Stock Exchange and USAA Insurance Company, made a substantial investment in 2015 in Coinbase, when it had a valuation of 75 million, and today it's got a valuation of 1.7 billion. And it's easier, anyone will tell you, to open an account there to trade a currency, and you can arbitrage, etc. So I think the crowdfunding is really hurting the stock market, and it is much more significant. Millennials would rather be able to trade in a currency than, say, gold, unless gold can turn around and go 24 hours. But I would really think it's more, Daniela, it's the stock market.
All right. Well, because I was going to say, someone argued that Bitcoin is energizing some investors, especially millennials, in ways that gold might have a hard time doing.
To a certain degree, but I think that the real hardcore original cryptocurrency buyers believe in gold. They haven't given up on the gold. When you talk to the Genesis Mining Group when they first started their company, the first buyers of these coins in a very ardent way were not millennials, it was gold bugs.
All right. Frank Holmes, thanks so much for joining us. And thanks for watching this edition of Kitco's Gold Report. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey.